I went camping to connect with nature and came back with bug bites and regrets. I just wanted a quiet weekend in the woods. Nature, peace, hot coffee. 3 days later, I was holding a damp pillow, missing one flip-flop, found a frog in my boot, and someone told me my coffee was the best they'd ever had. I just didn't have the heart to tell them what was inside the sock. Yeah, that happened. If you think camping is relaxing, listen to me for 5 minutes. Then tell me if you can relax with a stone in your back and a mosquito laughing in your face. I went camping. Yes, really. I decided to connect with nature. It's good for your body, it relieves stress, it renews your energy. At least that's what they say. You're gonna love it. It's a life-changing experience, just the sound of water and birds, pure peace. I believed them, got excited, watched some videos, read a few blogs, joined a group full of enthusiasts, people who'd been camping 1,000 times, each one with their own tent, their own tricks, their own skillet bread recipe. I bought everything carefully. A decent tent, an inflatable mattress, a stove, a lantern, bug spray, a folding chair. I thought I was heading for some kind of wilderness spa, just with bugs and hard ground. So off I went, happy, hopeful, ready to spend a peaceful weekend. Only, peace never showed up. The place was really remote, no power, no running water, just lanterns, campfires, fresh spring water, total silence, and zero mercy. I started setting up my tent. Looked easy in the videos. In real life, it was more like assembling a space station. Bent poles, flying fabric, stuck zippers. I was on my knees, sweating and negotiating with gravity. Meanwhile, nature was making all kinds of suspicious noises. A leaf falls, I jump. A branch cracks, I prepare to say goodbye. An adult brain, alone in the woods, becomes a full-time horror writer. At one point, I tried cutting firewood using the only tool I had, a foldable pocket knife. 2 hours later, the knife was bent. My hand was shaking and the branch hadn't even noticed. I gave up and burned the box the knife came in. Once the tent was up, crooked but standing, I stepped away to get firewood. I came back and the tent was slowly lifting off. The wind caught it. I ran like it was my dignity flying away. And honestly, it might have been. I sat down on a nearby rock to breathe. After 2 minutes, my spine filed a complaint. I stood up hunched over, smiling like everything was fine while dying inside. I got some water from the spring and tried to make instant noodles, but the seasoning flew away. Cooked it anyway. Tasted like sad memories. Second attempt, dumped the whole seasoning packet. Now it tasted like salt punishment. Ended up eating an old cracker from my backpack with a faint scent of panic. Everything I tried to eat fell on the ground. Spoon, bread, napkin. Eventually, I just gave up and started blowing on whatever fell. 5-second rule, or maybe 10. Nature's not watching. Then came nightfall, and with it, the sound of doom, the invisible bzzz. Turn on the flashlight, nothing. Turn it off, bzzz again. I slapped the air so hard I nearly took down the tent. Next morning, 4 new bites. This was war. I was losing. I woke up at one point with a branch on my face, nature's version of an alarm clock. There was a moment I felt something moving in my sleeping bag. I exited the tent fully wrapped up like a giant larva in panic mode. Turned out to be a pair of rolled-up socks, but my soul had already left my body. In the total silence, my stomach decided to speak up, let out a sound between a whale call and a broken microwave. Someone nearby said, "Did you hear that?" I said, "Probably just some animal." The tent was a mess. I tried finding my jacket in the dark, grabbed my toothbrush, tried again, pulled out a pan. At some point, I started laughing. I decided to wash a t-shirt in the spring water, hung it on a branch. Wind came, it fell. Rain came, it got wetter. Eventually it dried, but somehow heavier and sadder. I tried meditating on a rock, closed my eyes, deep breath, then it started to drizzle. The rock got slippery. I slid down gracefully, like a soap opera stunt double. Reflected on balance as I landed. One morning I decided to change clothes inside the tent. At the exact moment my shirt got stuck on my head. The wind blew open the tent door, and I accidentally shared a private performance with the group. Another night, something rustled inside the tent. Total darkness. I froze, grabbed the lantern. Turned out it was my thermal bottle, creaking from the cold. But I was already halfway through a silent panic attack. Another night, I got up to use the bathroom, basically a hole in a tarp. Lantern in hand, tripping over roots, brushing through leaves. Right when I sat down, I heard a noise behind the bush. Wrapped it up faster than I thought humanly possible. Returned with pants half-zipped and trust issues. At dawn came the sacred moment, coffee. I lit the stove, grabbed the spring water, and realized I had forgotten the coffee filter. I panicked, improvised, pulled a clean sock from deep inside my backpack. I swear it was clean. Poured hot water through it like it was a gourmet method. The result, hot, dark, suspicious. A friend smelled it, walked by and asked for some. I gave him a sip. He tasted it, closed his eyes and said, "This is the best coffee I've ever had. What's the secret?" I looked at him seriously and said, "I can't tell you," then walked away slowly, left the mystery in the air, and the sock hidden behind the tent. I tried resting in the folding chair, sat down, relaxed, then tried to get up. Nothing. I was stuck. The chair had claimed me, my flip-flop went missing, left it right by the tent, woke up and it was gone. Found it hours later, hanging from a branch, like it had tried to escape. One night I put on my boots and felt something soft, took them off, turned them upside down. A frog jumped out. I smiled on the outside, screamed inside. Someone brought out a guitar by the fire, started singing. I joined in for the first line. Second verse, just lip syncing. Third, I fake cried so I wouldn't have to sing. At some point I decided to take a photo connected to nature. Propped my phone on a branch, sat on a rock, closed my eyes, timer clicked. I slipped and fell sideways. The phone caught it all, my fall, my piece leaving the frame. One day I walked away from the group for a little self-reflection. Sat quietly on a rock, felt calm, came back, they had eaten, cleaned, packed. My moment of clarity cost me dinner. I went home sore, confused, and carrying a slightly damp pillow. But hey, it was something. Not exactly relaxing, but definitely deep, in the sense of in the dirt. I learned my body doesn't match the wild. It matches firm pillows, dry towels, and wall sockets. But it was an experience, lived, suffered, told. If you've also tried to escape stress and came back with bites, wet clothes, and new personal fears, leave a like, subscribe, and comment below. What was the trip that promised peace and delivered pure chaos? Your story might be the next one.